Yeah, here already. Hi guys, I'm Sean. I'm an instructor at Scuba Nights, and today we're going to be talking about fins. Fanning yourself, putting them on your feet, whatsoever. But we're going to be talking about these things that we need while we're diving today. Okay, for some of you guys that just started learning how to dive, and then you like walk into a dive shop and then look at all that fins, right? And then you're lost. You don't know what to choose. Okay, apart from being a fan when it's hot, this is very useful underwater. Okay, but then today we're going to be talking about how to choose your fins, your first pair of fins, and then what are the differences and the different kinds of fins that are available in the market. Okay, we're going to be touching on two different feet types as well as three different types of fins today. Okay, so the most common one, or the one that if you learn with rental fins you'll be more familiar with, is the one I have in my hand right now. Okay, it's called the closed heel. Okay, whereby, well, basically the heel is closed. Okay, it fits like a shoe. Okay, you don't need to wear anything else, and then you just slot it in. Okay, but the problem with this, right, is, okay, I'll start with the problems, but there are good points about this. The cons about this is that you need to have a perfect fit, okay, for your feet. If not, as you are finning, okay, it can move side to side or even up and down, and it can cause abrasion at the back of your heel or even at the front of your feet. Okay, so like the fitting for this has to be perfect. Okay, the fitting for this has to be really good so that it is most comfortable for you guys. But the pros of this is that you don't have to have a pair of booties. Okay? You can just bring this along and then just slide your feet in. And if you are worried about, abrasions, you can always put on a pair of socks. Okay, but then these are what we call closed heel. For majority of the kinds of fins available in the market, they are both closed heel ones, and then the very next one that I'm talking about will be the open heel ones. Okay, the open heel ones are slightly different. Okay, as you can see, they are open-ended at the back, looking like a pair of sandals. Okay, this will require you to have a pair of booties. Okay, you want to wear a pair of booties, slide it in, and then kind of pull it on like a pair of sandals. And this is open heel. Okay, the plus side for this is that usually these come in sizes such as small, large, medium, extra large, whereas the closed-heeled ones generally come in exact sizing, US 43, 44, or US 46, US 39, and things like that. So this is slightly more forgivable in consideration of the size. So more importantly, you need to be able to have a pair of booties. The booties are then like your shoes, where you put on and then you slide this in. Because the straps at the back are stretchable, they are more forgiving when it comes to size, and the protection that the booties give you, okay, provide you protection from the abrasion of the fins if the fins might be too new or too stiff for you. Okay, on top of that, okay, when you're wearing a pair of booties, the booties sort of provide you a temperature protection from the cold. If you are generally diving in colder waters, having a 3mm sort of like a booties on your feet is going to be a lot more effective in helping you keep warm, right, at your feet area, which is usually the places where you get cold the quickest, your extremities, your fingers, your toes, your ears, and then your lips and things like that. So this does help when you're diving in colder temperatures. Okay, so we have these two kinds of like feet holdings. Let's now talk about the kinds of fins that we have. Okay, so the very first one that I showed you, okay, this is the super channel from Morris. Okay, we generally call this the blade fins. They kind of look like a blade. They're generally stiff, okay, and they're generally lightweight. Okay, so what are the benefits and the cons when it comes to this? When your fins are slightly stiffer, it provides you with your better maneuverability in the water. Okay, an increased propulsion and acceleration when you are finning with this. Okay, it also allows you to fin on the frog style method, okay, in a confined environment. If you are doing, say, a cave or a wreck dive that you don't want to be touching the surrounding around you. Okay, so the super channel, closed heels, okay, and then what we have is the open heel from Morris as well, which is the Avanti Quattro. It's the same thing. It is a sort of a blade fins, same thing, slightly kind of like a stiffer material, okay, and allows you for the maneuverability as well as the acceleration and propulsion. The only difference between this and that is that this is a open-heeled fins. So like I said earlier on in the video, there are two different types of feet fittings, and generally the fins come in both. So as you can see, these two are very similar kinds of fins, but one is in the closed heel and then the other in the open heel. However, when it comes to traveling, generally blade fins are much larger. Okay, they are larger because they need to cover a bigger area, and for traveling divers, you guys might find it a little bit more cumbersome having to pack a big pair of fins. On top of that, if you choose to go with the open heel, you will also need to pack a pair of booties. Okay, you can't. I mean, you could. I probably would do that if I was saving weight. Is to wear the pair of booties as a shoe, but you know, to each his own. Okay, so that's the blade fins. And then we'll go on to the next one, which is kind of a controversial pair of fins to most divers. Some say they are good, some say they are not good. Okay, we're talking here about the split fins. Okay, like the name suggests, it is a pair of split fins. Okay, why split fins, you must think, is there's a gap in the center. Does it really work? Okay, these are all the questions that really pop up sometimes when you are choosing a pair of fins to buy. But the thing is, these work as well, if not better, in different environments than the blade fins. Okay, you have this sort of like a split in the center, okay, which kind of creates a vortex whenever you are kicking. Okay, this vortex will allow for your propulsion and your acceleration. Okay, so in the middle, this here will reduce the strain when you're kind of like flutter kicking. Sometimes when you're flutter kicking and the blade kind of captures a whole lot of the water, it becomes tiring after a while. And if you're fighting the current, you might get a cramp. Okay, the split in the center of these split fins, okay, these are the Apollo Bio fins. Okay, these split, okay, will reduce the strain on your calves and on your quads whenever you are kicking in a flutter kick position. Okay, the twisting action kind of acts as a propeller. So it's kind of having like a pair of, you know, mermaid fins at the back of your feet, kind of propelling you forward. Okay, upward strokes are easier again because of the less tension and strain because of this split in the center, and it works better especially if you are a flutter kick sort of diver. Okay, if you are a flutter kick diver, this will be perfect for you. Okay, because it provides the most kind of propulsion when these split fins create the vortex. But with every good thing, there is some bad. Okay, the lack of stiffness in this pair of fins. The lack of stiffness in this pair of fins, okay, might be difficult to frog kick, or sometimes might be difficult to have very precise maneuvers. It is not as effective when you are needing to reverse fin, especially compared to a pair of blade fins. Okay, and the sort of like small maneuvers that you need to do as a underwater photographer, for an example. Okay, so you've got the good and bad of this. The last one I want to be talking about, right, is something popular among most divers, and something that has sort of a name which divers don't really say, oh, it's not for me because I am not a tech diver. Okay, this is what they call tech fins, or Scuba Pro calls it jet fins. You know, Apex calls it the RK3. It's just a name at the end of the day. The idea of this is that this is a lot stiffer. Okay, similar to the blade fins, it is big. Okay, it is slightly bulkier and heavier. Okay, which is most of the time negatively buoyant. Okay, the pros of this is not say if it's negatively buoyant, it's bad. That's not always the case. If you're a photographer and you want to be in that one position waiting for this frogfish to yawn and you capture that best picture, your feet being negatively buoyant can help you keep yourself in place. On top of that, being stiffer, okay, and slightly more rigid allows you for that super duper precise maneuvering. If you need to sort of reverse fin that 1 or 2 centimeters so that your macro lens can get into focus, or you want to twist and turn a little bit, this will provide the highest amount of maneuverability. On top of that, I'm not sure if you can see it from this end. Hey, there's kind of like a gap, okay, so that it sort of reduces that strain slightly when you are kicking, some water can go through. Okay, so a lot of people like this pair of fins. I myself, I love this kind of fins. They are heavy, and the biggest cons is that a pair of these in extra large will weigh about 5.5 kilos when you're traveling with them. And when you're traveling budget, and sometimes you're just tight on budget, you're tight on luggage space, having to put 5.5 kilos in just a pair of fins might be a no-no. So among all these kinds of fins, when you are picking your first pair of fins, the most important, well, although looks might make a lot of difference, the most important is to understand what kind of diving you would like to be doing, or what kind of diving style you are more used to. Whether you are a flutter kick kind of person, whether you are a frog kick kind of person, or whether you are a underwater photographer and you really need the stability and the precise maneuverability. The plethora of choices are infinite. You can choose almost any color of fins in any possible design you want. Heck, you could even customize a pair of fins if you wanted to. So I hope this video today has helped you understand the different kinds of fins that we have, what its pros and cons are, and I hope that it will help you when you are choosing your first pair of fins. So thank you for joining us today. I hope that this period of circuit breaker has not been too stressful or too mundane for everybody, and I hope to see you guys in the water sometime soon. So let's all see each other again underwater. Thank you. Bye bye.